Hey guys, here's a quick demo of the OpsTrack app. Here's the homepage of OpsTrack.app. You can click right here to start your free trial. You get a 30-day free trial with OpsTrack. And then when you create your account and log in, this is what the dashboard is going to look like. This is in the context of churches for this video. So right up front, you have your dashboard, you have a left nav, you can contact support, and you have a settings section up here. But this is your dashboard. You have a goal performance. This is reading all of the goals across your organization and giving you a summary on how your organization is performing on their goals, all of them all together. This is your scorecards across your entire organization and how they're performing in total. And then down here, you can see there are team goal performance. So this takes all of your teams and how are they performing on their goal, because goals are separated out into different departments or teams, and you can see that right there. You go to the vision section, you're going to see your vision for your church. And we have a vision statement, mission statement, current big goal, 3-year achievements, 10-year outcome, and then you have your core values down here. And then we also encourage with OpsTrack having a rallying cry. So the rallying cry of this organization is each one reach one. We encourage reviewing this monthly with your team, at least quarterly, but we would encourage monthly with all of your team all together. And then periodically, even in meetings, just having a quick review to go over some of these things. The next section is your blueprint. This is very powerful for your entire team to know, especially when you're onboarding new team members. But then also, you'll see some things in here that are needed for marketing, things like the unique selling propositions. Even your business process is just very important for people to know where they fit into the organization, what part they play, maybe what part they play that impacts some of the KPIs. So this is where you record all of your major KPIs as an organization. And then these things are actually going to turn into scorecards at some point. And then we'll get to the scorecard section in just a second. Your ideal customer profile, who are you trying to go after? Again, that's great for marketing to know. Core processes. These are all the core processes of your church, and great for any team member to know. And then down here also, we'll get to it in a second, but in the tools and docs section, you can actually file away all of those core processes. And then major challenges. And then next is the goals section. The goals section is just really great. It summarizes all the goals into the teams. And so you can see the executive team has these 3 goals. And you can create new goals up here. You can, this button right here is the main thing. You'll go and you'll update as you're having meetings during the week. You'll go, okay, is this on track? Is this off track? Is it done? Or did we cancel it? Or did we not even start it yet? And when you change that, that's actually going in the dashboard is reading from this right here. So when the dashboard says, the organization is 83% on track, it's reading from the actual status of these goals and where you are with these goals. You've got a due date, and then you have a DRI, a directly responsible individual for that goal. So these are all the goals of all the teams. This is where you keep them here, and you should be reviewing these weekly in your weekly meetings. Then next is scorecards. And this is where you'll keep all your organization scorecards. In this demo, there's just an executive team scorecard, but it's very powerful when you can not just record the data, but giving it a color, which tells you really the status of it. Is it on track? Is it in a warning state, or is it off track? So, and you can click this button right here. And so if you filled out, 5,237, is that on track? Is it in a warning state? Or if you click it again, or is it off track? This one was on track. But when you say we're meeting over here on September 23rd, and it's powerful because it makes you able to notice very quickly what's off track, and then you can go put that into your meeting. So if you're reviewing these in your meeting, you go, okay, this number is off. We need to talk about that. Why is that number off? And talk about it in a meeting. Next is meetings. This is, again, the bread and butter of the OpsTrack app is the power of having really great meetings. You can prep an agenda. So we call it prepping an agenda, not because you can prepare the agenda before you actually have the meeting. And you have 4 different templates. And the main one is the AAP meeting agenda. That's the core agenda of the OpsTrack product. And it means assess, address, progress, and I'll show you in just a second. And then you have a coaching agenda. We encourage quarterly coaching conversations with staff members, and then check-ins with staff members, mid-quarter check-ins, and then a simple agenda just for whatever ad hoc meeting you may be having. But I'll go back over to, there's an example of an AAP meeting agenda, so an executive team. You can click on that, And you can review the meeting agenda. Again, you can see the assessing and reviewing of the goal cards, scorecards, all that stuff. You address major issues, and then you're progressing them with action items. And the great thing about this is when you put the commitment here in the DRI, it actually, when you end the meeting, it turns these commitments into tasks in the task section. And then you can click right here and it can share the notes from your meeting with everybody who is in the meeting. Or if you go back here, you can just download it as a PDF and send that as well. But it's just very powerful that you can just click share with everybody in the meeting and it sends them a summary of that meeting. And then you have the tasks section. Again, you can add tasks just anytime you want, or if there's any meeting where you need to add a task to somebody, when you end that meeting, it'll automatically populate those tasks. When you log into the task section, it'll automatically just come up under your task, but you can go review all team members' tasks as well, or you can just view them by different teams. But this is where you have the tasks section. Teams, this is one of the first things you do when you log in, is obviously you have your personal profile, but then you'll start creating teams because you might want your meetings to be grouped under a team, or you might want a scorecard to be grouped under a team, or goals underneath teams. But these will be the teams or departments in your organization, just so that you can define them. And then you have a people section. The people section is just when you have a new user, and you can add new users right here, so you can invite a user to the platform. They'll log in, they'll have their profile, and one of the first things you do is come in here and just update your profile. You'll add your picture, add your title, your email address, all that kind of stuff. And then the next section is tools and docs. This is where you'll store things like your maybe HR documents, or like an employee handbook or something like that, or processes. If you have recorded processes that you want everybody in the organization to know, you can document those here. If you have any training that you want your team to have access to, video trainings, you can put those right here. We have a training section for that. And then this Builders Lab is a little bit of a work in progress, and we'll eventually have where you can build out your org chart and some processes and some visual processes right here in the Builders Lab. So this is the OpsTrack app. Again, it's very powerful for your team, for your executive team, and all the teams inside of your church. And enjoy building your church using the OpsTrack app. Thanks for watching.